Hello and welcome to part 3 of my Scratch tutorial series on making your own game. In part 2, we drew our background, in this case a race course, with a green background and a flag in the middle. We also have a car in 2 costumes, the car 1 that doesn't look crushed and car 2 that looks crushed. You can see that I have already selected car 2, but I'm going to select car number 1 so that we can write our code. When we start the game, I want the car 1 to be just beyond the finishing line and be able to maneuver right and left clockwise direction until it gets back to the finish line. When it goes over the green line, I want it to say the car has crashed and you lose. When it finishes well on the black line, it goes over the black line, I want it to say that you win. So we're going to go straight into the script. I'm going to script. I have car 1 already selected. If you didn't notice, you can always select whichever car you want to write your code about. But I'm going to start with car number 1. It doesn't matter where they are or anything at all, but you can interchange wherever. It doesn't matter at all to your code as long as you have the right one selected. So I go into script and I go first of all into controls. These are the functions, if you remember from the previous series. I say when I press the space bar, I want my car to be car number 1, so it doesn't matter even if it's the one selected or not. In my code, what is in the code is what is going to be executed. So in motion, I will go and say I want my car to be in that position, x1 120, y 120. Another position also, I want it to be pointing clockwise, which is 90 degrees. Okay. Now I also want to be able to move the car. So I also want to be able to move the car left and right, maneuver it on the left and the right arrow keys. But I'm going to test what we have done so far. If I press the space bar, let's say if the car was here and I press the space bar, see it brings it to that position. So that's working. So now I want to use the left and the right arrow keys. I'll select 2 of this and I'll change them to the right. This is to my right and this is to my left. And what I want to happen is this one can turn clockwise 15 degrees. And this one will turn clockwise, anti-clockwise 15 degrees. So now let's test them as well. When I press the space bar, I can turn the car left and right on my right and left arrow keys. And that's good. So to the final part of our code, I'm going to bring a forever loop, and I say again, when the space bar is pressed, I want to be able to move. I want the car to move, and I'll select 1 step for this. You can change it to suit your speed, whichever way, it doesn't matter. So if I stop the game first and I press, you can see that the car is just going. 1 step is fine. If I change that to 2, it may be too fast. Let's say I change to 3 and I stop the game and I start it again. That's a bit too fast. Okay, so I'll stick with the 1 for now. Now also in controls, I want something to happen. I want the code to be able to say when the car is gone over the green line is crashed and when it's crossed the black line is won. So I'm going to bring a forever loop. We have a forever loop. I'm going to bring an if statement, and I'm going to go into sensing and say if touching color, and this color is select green. Then I want something to happen. I want him to first switch to car number 2, and I want him to say something as well to us. So he's going to say you lose, and at that stage I also want the script to stop. I'm going to just duplicate this by right clicking on it and duplicating it. I have not actually joined it in here because I wanted to duplicate it, but I'll move it over here, and this time I will say when touching the black, and I want him to still be in the car number 1, and I don't want him to lose, he must win. So you win, and stop the script. So now let's go over and test that. So I'll stop it by pressing the red button here, and I press space bar, so it brings it to the position. You saw it said you lose because it was just outside the green and went over it. So if I press the space bar, our car is moving, and let's see if we can maneuver on the keys. That's the right arrow key, and on the right again. Okay, I'm getting good at this. I've been playing this all week. It's actually very interesting. You can set various difficulty levels. Woohoo! So in this series you have learned now to create your own background, and you've also learned to create your own sprite, in this case the car, and you have 2 different costumes. The whole thing about making your game is to be able to maneuver with code and to be able to interchange costumes. It's all about the costumes mainly, so make sure you can understand the way to interchange the costumes using a little bit of code in the code functions here. I have broken the code. You probably are wondering why I have 3 different code, because I could have put everything into one block, but I just done this so that it doesn't look too clumsy and you can understand every stage of the game. That is how your code should be made, as simple as possible. I recommend it. I hope this has been informative for you, and thanks for watching.